I waited 32 years to come here, not because Malaysia wasn't interesting, not because it wasn't beautiful, not because it wasn't on my list. It just never happened. And then a few months ago, I finally landed. And within the first day, I realized something that honestly shocked me. Most people visit Malaysia completely unprepared. Not forgot my charger unprepared. I mean accidentally offending people, wasting money, missing experiences, and making simple mistakes that quietly ruin the trip. So today, I'm breaking down 20 things you need to know before visiting Malaysia. The stuff nobody explains, the tiny details locals notice instantly, and the choices that decide whether your trip feels effortless or frustrating. And the crazy part? Some of these mistakes happen before you even leave the airport, which makes you wonder, do you actually need to carry cash in Malaysia, or is that already outdated? Here's the truth most people don't expect. Malaysia, especially Kuala Lumpur, is extremely advanced when it comes to payments. You can walk into malls, restaurants, convenience stores, even places like 7-Eleven, and use your debit card, credit card, or digital payments almost everywhere without a problem. It feels modern, smooth, and honestly easier than a lot of Western cities. But here's where people mess up. The moment you walk into night markets, street food stalls, or small local family shops, cards suddenly don't exist. And if you're standing there hungry with no cash, you'll regret not preparing. The smartest move is simple. When you arrive, either exchange or withdraw about $100 worth of local currency. That's it. Not a huge amount. Just enough to cover local spots, emergencies, and backup situations. Everything else can stay digital. Now that sounds simple, but money mistakes are minor compared to social mistakes. Because the next thing tourists accidentally get wrong isn't about cash, it's about respect. So here's a question most travelers never think to ask. Could the way you greet someone in Malaysia actually offend them without you realizing it? Malaysia is a predominantly Muslim country, and that matters when it comes to social etiquette. If you're a man greeting another man, shaking hands is completely fine. If you're a woman greeting another woman, also no problem. But if you're a man greeting a woman, you should never initiate a handshake. Not because people are unfriendly, not because they're cold, but because cultural and religious boundaries are taken seriously, and locals absolutely notice when visitors ignore them. The respectful move is simple and powerful. Place your hand over your heart, smile and say, "Nice to meet you." If a woman extends her hand first, then a handshake is fine. But never be the one to initiate it. It's a small detail, but it instantly changes how people perceive you. And speaking of small details, there's a food tradition in Malaysia that seems harmless, until you accidentally send the wrong message without even knowing it. At some point, you're going to eat a meal served on a banana leaf. It's one of the coolest dining experiences in the country. The food is placed directly on the leaf, no plates, no fuss, just tradition. But here's what tourists don't know. The way you fold the banana leaf after eating actually means something. If you fold it toward yourself, it signals that you enjoyed the meal. If you fold it away from yourself, it signals dissatisfaction. And in some contexts, it's associated with funerals. Imagine loving the food, finishing every bite, and then accidentally telling the cook you didn't like it. Yeah, locals notice that. Also, banana leaf meals are eaten with your hands. For some people, that's normal. For others, it's a mental hurdle. But when you're in Malaysia, you adapt. And honestly, It becomes part of the experience. Now, even if you follow every cultural rule perfectly, there's another thing that can still sabotage your trip if you ignore it. Timing. Because Malaysia is hot and humid all year, there's no escaping that. So you'll want to pack light, breathable clothes unless you enjoy sweating constantly. But rainfall is where timing matters. On the west coast, places like Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Langkawi, heavier rain usually falls between September and November. On the east coast, especially island destinations like Redang and the Perhentian Islands, monsoon season runs more heavily between November and February. That said, there's no truly bad time to visit Malaysia. Even during rainy seasons, rain often comes in short bursts, then clears up again. You still get sunshine. You still get experiences. So once you've landed, packed right, and timed things decently, the next challenge is movement. And this is where a lot of people get stuck asking the wrong question. Because no, Uber doesn't really matter here. In Malaysia, the app you need is Grab. It's essentially the same concept as Uber, but it dominates the market. It's cheap, fast, reliable, and transparent. You see the price up front, track the route, and avoid awkward taxi negotiations entirely. That last part matters because while Malaysia is safe, ride-sharing apps remove the risk of getting overcharged or taken on unnecessary detours, something that happens to tourists all over the world. Download Grab before you arrive. It'll be your lifeline from the airport to your hotel, between neighborhoods and anywhere else you want to go. But Grab is useless without internet, which leads to a question that quietly drains people's wallets. Should you rely on roaming, or is there a better option? International roaming is expensive. Some providers charge $11 or $12 per day. Stay 10 days and you've spent over $100 just to exist. Instead, you have two realistic options. You can buy a local SIM card at the airport, which is cheap and reliable, or you can use an eSIM, which is even more convenient. eSIMs don't require a physical card, work instantly, and are especially important if you're using a newer iPhone, because many of them don't even have SIM card slots anymore. Either way, mobile data in Malaysia is affordable and fast, and once you're connected, everything becomes easier. Now, once you're settled, another question pops up fast, especially for travelers used to places like Thailand. Can you drink and enjoy nightlife in Malaysia? The honest answer is yes, but with context. Malaysia is more conservative than Thailand, but alcohol is still available, especially in major cities like Kuala Lumpur. You'll find bars, rooftop lounges, clubs, and restaurants serving beer, wine, and spirits. Some locations don't allow alcohol at all, depending on where you are and the type of accommodation. Prices can be slightly higher than in neighboring countries, simply because alcohol isn't as widespread. Thanks to Malaysia's diversity, particularly its Chinese and Indian communities, drinking exists without being taboo. Just know your environment, respect the setting, and you'll have no issues. Now let's talk about something Malaysia absolutely dominates: food. If you want Italian, Japanese, Mexican, or Western food, you'll find it. But the heart of Malaysian cuisine comes down to three major influences: Malay, Chinese, and Indian. And that combination is unreal. One day you're eating spicy Indian curries. The next day it's Chinese noodles or dumplings. Then traditional Malay dishes with flavors you've probably never tasted before. Even picky eaters survive easily here. But food alone doesn't make people fall in love with a country. The people do. And that raises a simple question: are Malaysians actually as friendly as everyone says? From personal experience, yes. People are warm, kind, and genuinely helpful. If you need directions, they'll walk you there. If you look confused, someone will step in. Hospitality isn't forced. It's natural. Respect their culture, and they'll respect you right back. That friendliness also makes travel easier, especially when it comes to language. Can you get by in Malaysia speaking only English? Absolutely. Kuala Lumpur is an international city. English is widely spoken in hotels, restaurants, transportation hubs, and tourist areas. Translation apps are helpful backups, but you'll rarely need them. Which brings up another decision travelers struggle with. Is Kuala Lumpur enough, or should you explore beyond the capital? Kuala Lumpur is impressive. Skyscrapers, modern infrastructure, iconic landmarks like the Petronas Towers, and an endless food scene. You could comfortably live there. But Malaysia doesn't end there. There's Penang, Langkawi, Ipoh, which is only a 2-hour train ride away, and Borneo, where 3 countries share one island. Mainland Malaysia is more developed, while places like Sabah offer a more raw, natural experience. If you have time, explore beyond the capital. It's worth it. Now, safety always comes up in travel conversations, so let's address it honestly. Malaysia has one of the lower crime rates in the region. Walking around during the day or at night generally feels safe. Public transport is reliable. Infrastructure is modern. Of course, anything can happen anywhere. But overall, Malaysia feels secure. That leads to logistics. Where should you actually fly into? For most people, the answer is Kuala Lumpur. It has the most international flights and the best prices. Once you're inside the country, domestic flights are cheap and efficient. Flying directly to islands internationally often costs significantly more. Kuala Lumpur works best as your entry and exit point. Now imagine this scenario. You land early. Your Airbnb won't let you check in for another 6 hours. You're tired, carrying bags, and don't want to drag luggage around. What do? There are luggage storage services all over the city that let you drop your bags securely, often near train stations or downtown areas. Your bags are insured, you're hands-free, and you get hours of freedom instead of frustration. Malaysia isn't just diverse, it's layered. Malay culture, Chinese culture, and Indian culture all exist side by side, each preserved, each respected. Malaysia rewards respect with an incredibly smooth, affordable, and memorable travel experience. It doesn't scream for attention, it doesn't overwhelm you, but once you experience it properly, it stays with you, and now you know exactly how to experience it the right way. So the only real question left is, where in Malaysia would you go first?